What's really good, my people? Welcome in to No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. Big Nick the Quick with me. We took a week off, but we back. We back to talk sports. We missed y'all. Bills Pats last night was crazy. Wind, weather, but the Pats and Bill Belichick find a way to get it done. I know that warms Nick's heart. We're going to talk about that. Big Nick went to the Bulls game last night. Are the Bulls the best team in the East? Let's just put it out there. They got the best combo in the league in DeRozan and Levine. We can talk about that too.
DeRozan.
Yeah, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. Is that the best team in the East? We're gonna break down the power rankings, NFL, the latest from the NFL/NBA side, man. Tap in with us. You know what time it is. No catch up. Let's get to it.
Man, look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're gonna play it. You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Big Nick the Quick, what's happening?
What's the business? How we feeling?
Oh, man, you already know I'm feeling great, feeling good.
Absolutely.
How's
your Christmas shopping going, man?
I haven't started, not even close. What?
I
haven't even I haven't even thought about it yet, honestly. Forget about it.
All the shipping shit is all crazy now. You might need to get on it, man.
Yeah, that is probably true.
Fuck around and have Christmas on the 29th.
Maybe I'll just end up going to get some shit.
So I'm usually last minute, but this year I told myself I was going to take care of the shit early, so I'm almost done. And I'm not going to lie to you. The shipping shit is crazy because there's all types of delays going on. But dog, normally I'm like December 23rd. All right, let's get it popping. But I wanted to knock it out earlier this year. I'm not gonna lie, it feels marvelous.
Yeah, I gotta. 100%. I haven't even thought about it. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm gonna get. If you really want to know, so we'll see. But yeah, man, you see the new Jordan 4.5 over my. What is that? That's my right shoulder.
Oh yeah.
The little Jordan 4.5.
Yeah.
Shout out my guy Trey. He laced me up, man. I'm gonna get it framed and put it up. I'm just gonna put it next
the Mitchell and Ness joint.
Yeah, the little Mitchell and Ness 4.5. So I'm gonna put that up on the wall. And my second bedroom just become like the Chicago room. That's where I shoot my pods and stuff. And like I got Kanye on the wall. I got the train posters. Like I got a red line and like a CTA full map. It's all Chicago stuff in here. So I'm just gonna keep it going.
You got any New York Jets posters over there? You got a Zach Wilson figurine anywhere?
I don't have any Jets.
Since that's your squad, you got the Robert Saleh autograph.
That's not my squad. Don't tell the people that.
Big mean green guy over here, man. You know how you feel, bro. Tell us the truth,
man. Honestly,
JETS.
I didn't have too much. I didn't like the slate too much, and I just took the closing line value with the Jets and then just went with it that way. So that's
value and Jets should never go in the same sentence. Is all I gotta say. But
yeah. So that's it, man. That's what we're doing. But all right, let's get to it. Bulls, no, not Bulls. Bills, Pats.
Buffalo.
What a game. Like going into the game, I was very intrigued because of the weather. We knew what was going to happen with basically for people that don't know, people always with weather and stuff like that and they're worried about the rain and the snow and all that. You have to worry about the wind. If it's really, really windy, it's way worse than if it was snowing or if it was raining. If you catch a bunch of wind, 30, 40 mile an hour winds, Bill Belichick just told you, I'm not putting the ball in the air, period. That's it. It's too risky.
Yep.
I'm not doing it. So that's what they did last night. They just ran the ball down Buffalo's throat. I thought it was an interesting game in a lot of different ways because, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you this. I knew Mac Jones wasn't throwing a rock when I saw him in the full head to toe. He was full head to toe. He had the head warmer wrapped like he was in like a scuba suit, and it was draped down all the way through. I was like, this dude not throwing the ball. No, he just trying to stay
not
warm.
A chance, yeah.
Not a chance, right? So they only threw it 3 times. They threw it 1 time in the first half. I was going back and forth on should I be on all Mac Jones unders, and I really thought about it. I only ended up taking 1, so I left some money on the table there. But the one bet I did take hit, so I can't get greedy and gotta appreciate it. But what was your thoughts? I know you were at the Bulls game, so you didn't get to watch it, but I know you caught some clips, did some reading. When you saw that box score, you hopped in the you shot the group text a message like, wait, am I reading this right? What were your first thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think I saw it I think coming out of the first half. So I saw that he had only had one pass attempt, and I'm like, man, is he hurt? Like, is something not right? But then you look at the rest of it, and you don't see that anybody else threw it on their squad. Right. Then I scroll over to Josh Allen. I think at the time he was like 8 for 15. I'm like, all right, something's crazy. And I remember you had posted that about the line moving like crazy 4 points before kickoff, which is obviously only weather or some sort of crazy injury or something. Some real insider information will move a line like that.
Yeah.
So I assume that the weather was crazy. Something had to be going on with wind, like you had mentioned. I'm like, this isn't snow. This isn't rain. This has to be like extreme wind, something where the ball can just get carried by a gust, right? So that was my initial thoughts. Then you guys started saying that in the chat. Then when I got home, I checked the highlights, looked at the box score again. And like my first thought was, man, this guy Belichick, he doesn't care, bro. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. This is what it's going to take to win. Listen, we're not throwing the ball. That's that,
Facts.
right? Like I called you and you're like, no, they just didn't throw the ball. And he just said, we're not throwing the ball. First off, you break a 60-yard run. He's like, okay, I can get what I want, right? And if you're not going to stop the run and you're going to allow a team to eat up time of possession, look, you know how I feel. If you can run the ball, do it, right? If you can run the ball effectively against the team, there really is no reason to throw, right? Throwing stops the clock. You have a risk of interception. Your quarterback might not be shaky. There's a whole lot of reasons to not throw the ball if your running game is going. So if you're sitting there and you can say, hey, we can pound the rock 46 times, I know our defense is going to handle business on the other side, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it, then more power to you, especially when the weather doesn't allow you to throw the ball. So this guy Belichick, he does not care. The Patriots can change from week to week, however you want it. If you want Mac to throw the ball 30, 40 times, if that's what the game plan calls for, that's what he's going to do. If the game plan calls for Mac Jones to go 2 for 3 with 19 yards and for Ramondre Stevenson to have 24 carries, well, then damn it, that's what they're going to do. And his defense has been playing lights out for 2 months now.
Yeah, they have been lights out.
Lights out for 2 months now. They've won 7 straight. You look up, this team now has the best record in the AFC. Not the best record in the AFC East, the best record in the AFC. If you're the Buffalo Bills, it's like Tiger on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like you hear the footsteps, right? And now they're there, and it's like, yeah, we've probably lost this division. This team has hit its stride. And again, a team that can change their identity from week to week. Buffalo, on the other hand, can't. It's like, hey, we got it. It's Josh Allen or bust, right? We can't run the football. We can't do anything else. Whereas the Patriots, man, like again, man, I think they've covered every spread the last 2 months as well. So
they have. They've been cruising. This is what Belichick said. He said we played kind of the way we felt we needed to play to win. In the end, we scored enough points. That's the Belichick quote. Yeah, dude, that's
what else needs to be
Next
said?
question.
Yeah. Next question. Right? This is what the game plan dictated. And you also gotta give them credit for staying like it's hard to sit there and throw the ball that many times. You know what I mean? Especially in a close ball game like that. Like,
well, they were moving it on the ground. I mean, yeah, the commitment is crazy too, because they did have a couple of drives where it was like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. But yeah, they stuck to it 46 times for 200 plus. I want to get into the post game theatrics with Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Every time I hear Jordan Poyer's name, I think of AB. But
yeah, AB.
Y'all go look that up.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up.
Y'all go look that up. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna put it on the airways. Go look up Jordan Poyer.
It'd be a wild boy.
Antonio Brown.
You talking about Vax card, Antonio?
Vax AB.
Pay your chef, bro.
What an idiot.
Pay your man.
All right, but after the game, a reporter asked, "Hey, y'all they ran the ball 46 times. Y'all knew they were going to run it every play. Y'all gave up 222 yards. Is that embarrassing?" This was the response.
I mean, what are we doing, bro? What kind of question is that? I think we keep 7 points.
Yeah,
14
to 10. That's the final score.
We made stops when we had to. They had one big run. I mean, they got good backs. They kept coming back to a couple runs. I mean, I don't know how you want us to answer that question.
That's funny. Well, we'll remember that. I'll remember that.
This loss, it sucks. We do get to see him again in a couple weeks. Our focus obviously is trying to get better from his tape and then moving on to Tampa Bay. Big game down there in Tampa Bay next week. We'll see this team again. It's a good football team that we lost to today, and we'll figure out a way to bounce back. Thanks.
This goes back to respect. It's all about respect. I come here every single week and I answer your questions truthfully, honestly. I appreciate you guys. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They were asked about Patriots running on them.
Clown activity. First off, when do starting safeties get press conferences? This is new to me.
Yeah, that's they got the best defense in the league.
Second off, I'll tell you as someone who doesn't have a lineup this very second, who is Jordan Poyer's barber? Needs to be fired.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. If the barber needs to go.
No,
it looked. But here's the thing: it was tapered on the side. It was almost like he had gotten this done recently.
He probably did.
Yeah. Barber is crazy. And what are we talking about here? Like, y'all gave up 200 something yards on the ground, and the team just beat you throwing the ball 3 times. It's not about the points that you gave up.
You think the reporter valid for asking if it's embarrassing? You don't think he was out of pocket at all?
Yeah, because the game plan. At some point, after how many consecutive runs are you like, hey, look, these guys probably aren't going to throw the ball today. Like, we know exactly what they're going to try to do, and you still can't stop it. Like, I get it. A lot of that's on the offense for not putting up more points because they only put up 10, and didn't they score on some fluky shit? Like,
it was a punt, a muff punt.
Yeah, so obviously, a lot falls on the offense because you're supposed to be a team whose offense can put up points at will. But at the same time, man, a team just sitting there running the ball on you like that and committing to that and staying with that and averaging what? How many yards per carry did they average yesterday?
Well, listen,
4 or 5 yards a carry, like.
Yeah, but if you take out that long run, if you take out that 64-yard run, I mean, I guess it's still 160 on the ground, but they did that every play. That 4.8 per carry would go down to like almost under 3 or under 4. I mean.
You could say that about a lot of players in a lot of games, but it still happened. You gave up the points, and again, they still did not throw the ball. Like, as a defense, as a safety, when you know that you're not going to have to cover anything deep, they're literally not throwing the ball. Like, yeah, again, I don't think it's a bad question. They cannot be embarrassed. I don't think that they should be embarrassed. I don't think they should be like, yes, we are embarrassed by what happened, but it's just a question. I mean,
I think he framed it poorly, but when you say, "Yo, what just happened to you embarrassing?" Like, as a man, what are you supposed to say to that?
Yeah, but the whole I'm gonna remember that. I'll remember that. Don't do that, bro. Don't do come on, man. That shit is.
You thought that shit was unnecessary?
That shit was kind of lame.
You should have just been like, yeah, I mean, whatever, and kept it moving. I don't know. I always side with the players.
I've heard worse questions.
Yeah, that's true. I've definitely heard
worse questions.
But I think he could have been like, yeah, I mean, it was tough. They got good backs. We were doing what we tried to do. We gave up one big run, but it was the embarrassed thing that triggered him. If he didn't say embarrassed, if the reporter was just like, yo, what happened there? Y'all give up 222 on the ground. You guys knew running plays were coming. Why couldn't you guys slow it up? If he was just kept it like that, I think that'd been cool. But when he asked them if they were embarrassed, that's when they were like, yo, but you're not just going to talk to me a type of way.
Now dude's not gonna be able to get any questions anymore.
His questions is finished.
I'm going through there. So listen to this. Listen to what they've given up their last, I don't know, however many games. Patriots have given up 10, 13, 0, 7, 6, 24, 13, 35 against the Cowboys. So since that Cowboys game, their defense has just been playing. I don't care who they're playing. And they played decent teams. The Chargers are decent. The Browns or whatever. The Titans are a decent team. The Bills are supposed to be a good team.
Yeah.
They're just smacking teams. I think the whole AFC should be on alert. I mean, if you're not already,
no, everybody's on alert.
We've been talking about for a couple weeks now, too. Like, hey, look, this isn't nice. Whenever you don't have a clear-cut favorite, that's when Bill pops his head up like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to play them at all. You certainly aren't going to want to play them in Foxborough in January.
I'd said on on Odds with Ends on MSG the other day was they gave up in November. They gave up 3 touchdowns in total of the whole month.
Yeah.
And caused, I think, 13 turnovers. So, yeah, they've been stout.
Defense is filthy. He doesn't, and then again, like, he hasn't even unleashed the offense. And I don't know how much there is there, but it's like he doesn't have to. It's not like, yo, I'm sure Matt could probably do a little bit more, but like, think about how good he's getting every single week. And there will be that game when they need him to kind of do his thing. And I'm fully confident that he'll be able to. Like, this is a good team. It's a really, really, really good team. And they're going to take this division like it was nothing. Like, if you're the Bills, it's like, what can we do?
Who do they got next week?
They got the Colts.
New England got the Colts?
Yep.
Oh,
Sunday night football on a Saturday night game.
Saturday night? Why? Oh, because it's Christmas or something? Why?
Saturday, December 18th. They're starting them early. I guess with the extra week, they're starting the Saturday games early. Yeah, it's really early for the. Yeah, I got them Saturday, December 18th.
Are you sure, bro? No way that's right, dog. You man, gee, what are you looking at, bro?
I'm looking at the schedule.
There's no way. There's no Saturday game coming up, and they would be. That means they'd be coming off a short week. They wouldn't.
No. I don't think. I'm not showing them another game till December 18th.
Oh, so they have a bye.
They have a bye. Yeah,
they have a bye next week.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're
so
playing,
they go into the bye, chill, and then come out and play Saturday.
And they're starting the Saturday games early.
Yeah, interesting. That's an interesting spot because I was going to say, man, it might be a good spot to look at whoever they're playing next week, coming off a little short week on Monday night on the road, but they get a week off.
Dog, if Carson wins against the Patriots, are you serious? It's going to be a turnover fest. then they got the Bills at home. That's a dub. They got Jacksonville at home. That's a dub. And then they go to Miami in January.
So you ready to pick? I'm not going to ask you if you're going to pick them out the AFC, but
I'm picking them to go 13-4. I'm picking them to not lose a game in the beginning of the regular season. If you look at the pick 'em, I've taken them every week the past fucking like 6 weeks. I don't think that this team loses a game the rest of the year.
Also Ramondre Stevenson is a beast.
He's
another
good.
Running back fresh off the street that is a monster. So.
Hey, and another reason why your favorite thing, don't pay running backs. Bill's been finding guys for years. Yeah. He doesn't pay any skill position guys. Never gave Tom a receiver. I'm not paying none of these guys. I'm not paying none of these boys. I'm putting my money on the defense and go from there. Their defense is filthy.
Yeah, man. I agree. All right. Anything else you got on that game before we move on?
Nah, nothing really else, man. Just shout out Mac Jones. You don't
want to, shout out my guy Dan Orlovsky yesterday. I'm watching Get Up. This man in 10-minute span called Taylor Heineke Tony Romo, called him mini Tony Romo, and then said Bryce Young reminds him of Aaron Rodgers. I was like, yo, Dan, you gotta chill, bro. I rock with you.
I do too, but he says some wild shit.
Like, yo, listen, bro.
That's some wild shit.
He was on some Monday morning quarterback craziness yesterday. So
I mean, we've said it before though. Taylor Heineke has earned himself a good $60 million. Like he'll be a very rich person when his NFL career is over. He'll be around forever.
No question.
Yeah, shout out him. He's actually decent.
No question. All right,
shout out Gardner Minshew too.
Yo, he went and got a dub, went and hugged his pops.
He'll make a whole bunch of money. Came in the bomber.
He looked good, man.
Yeah.
He played the Jets though. What else? But listen, bro, that's the thing.
Like who?
Every time there's some value sometimes in those guys, bro.
Value with those guys.
Dog,
Zach Wilson is fucking terrible. That dude is not ready to play
the Lions. Football. The Lions are 8-4 against the number, dog. That's almost the best in the league.
They play hard for my mans, but they shouldn't have won that game. I've never seen worse coverage in the red zone in my entire life than what the Vikings called. Mike Zimmer should have been fired on the spot for allowing that. You had a three-man rush, and you played a prevent defense in the 15
on the last play. Of the game.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Prevent in the end zone.
It's pretty bad. All right, I'm going to take you through every division in the NFC, and then I will go through the AFC, and then we'll see if I guess I'll just give you the ones that actually have a shot to do something and make the playoffs. All right, let's start with the NFC East. Cowboys are now 8-4, and Washington 6-6. And I guess Philly's right there at 6-7, but they have 3 more losses than Dallas, so that's a little tougher. Does Washington? Do you believe in Taylor Heineke in Washington? And can they? Is Dallas starting to slow up, or are they just going to continue to take care of business in the NFC East?
I fully believe in Ron Rivera's ability to win with shit quarterbacks. Like, what they start, like 8 guys last year. I mean, they were starting new guys every week. They were just calling guys like, "Hey, you available on Sunday?" Like, they fired Dwayne
They've won
Haskins
4
in the
in a
middle of
row.
the year. They've won 4 in a row. Heineke's playing nice. Their defense is playing better. And I think the bigger thing is that Dallas is kind of shaky, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're kind of shaky. I think the thing with Dallas, you don't fully trust them. Like, at no point have I ever really fully trusted the Cowboys.
Is that because of McCarthy?
It's because of McCarthy. Yeah, he's liable to make a one time, like in the beginning of the year, he got away with a few mistakes that should have cost him ball games. Like, there's some clock management stuff that for a guy who's been an NFL head coach for 10 plus years and won a Super Bowl and had success and coached in a lot of big spots that he just doesn't get. I think their running game is absolutely terrible, right? They're really run dimensional. Like, it's pretty much the Dak show and nothing else.
Well, I think part of that's because they refuse to just let Tony Pollard run wild. I understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Tony Pollard's a better back right now.
He's a better player right now, 100%.
So you don't trust Dallas?
I think the defense has played well, forced a lot of turnovers, but it's kind of overrated. Like, I don't think this is a defense that's like a lockdown type defense. I think if Diggs is making plays, like, everything looks great. But I think Diggs is like a perfect representation of this defense, right? Like, if he's making plays, he looks great. But if you watch him just as a straight up cover corner, he's not that great. Yeah, he's not great. He's not locking anybody down. He's like, remember Nathan Vasher, the interceptor for the Bulls? Like, Bears couldn't cover anybody, but if the ball was in his area, he's taking it. So I think he's kind of like that. And that's kind of how I feel about Dallas. Like, they beat up on some shitty squads. But you look at that Raiders game. I mean, they gave up 36 to the Raiders, and Derek Carr looked like an MVP. Now, I know there's some questionable calls in that game down the stretch,
I think there was 20 flags in that game or something.
But still, Derek Carr looked like an MVP out there. I mean, like, he was making plays when he needed to. So I just kind of worry about them. And again, Washington's just a steady ship. Like, I really think Rivera's a good head coach because he is winning ball games with shit at quarterback.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be nervous if I was Dallas. I don't think this lead is as good as it looked earlier in the year when the rest of the AFC East looked like shit. So yeah, for sure, I'd be worried.
They were cruising. Now it's getting a little tighter. It's funny, man. Washington played better after Chase went down, and I am never going to be the guy like, maybe this D's better without Chase Young. But something happened, and they figured it out the last 4 or 5 weeks where they look a lot better, and they've won 4 in a row. Okay,
well, and I think
you think that shit's going down to the wire.
Yes, because I trust, and we'll get into when we talk to the AFC East as well, but I trust professional head coaches.
Yeah. They make a big impact.
It makes a difference. You're Ron Rivera's, and we'll talk about it when we get to the Steelers too. Like, you just trust guys who will not allow the wheels to fall off, and Rivera just not going to let the wheels fall off.
Okay, well, NFC North is cashed out. We already know who's winning that, so we can move on from that.
Move on from that.
Tampa Bay, NFC South, we know who's winning that.
Yep.
NFC West. Listen, the Cardinals
people refuse to believe in the Cardinals. I don't know why.
I'm going to tell you this. Take a guess at what the Cardinals, like, home versus away. Okay, so the Cardinals have played 12 games.
Yeah.
5 at home, 7 on the road. What do you think their record is at home? 5 games. You already know.
Yeah,
okay.
They haven't lost a road game. They're 7-0 on the road and 3-2 at home.
How come no one's talking about that?
How come no one's talking about this team? How come no one's talking about the fact
that in 12 games talk about them? They do talk about them. 12
games this year, they've given up 224 points. Like, their defense plays lights out.
Fair.
Your boy Buda Baker.
My boy Buda. Yeah, Buda nice.
Cliff Kingsbury, the crib. Let's go call him the crib from here on out. You know what I'm saying? Crib. If you don't get what we're talking about, please just look up Cliff Kingsbury's crib. Crib is stupid.
That's funny. You start calling him crib.
Crib is sexy. The crib. Yeah, Kyler Murray, he's back. They won games with fucking Colt McCoy, where they go 2-1 with Colt McCoy out there. So one of their losses with Colt McCoy at quarterback. With Kyler Murray, they're 9-1. So I mean, I
7-0 on the road is really impressive.
Yeah, and everybody thought that this division was going to be so tough, and it has been. The Rams were great, but they're a wild card team. I don't think they catch the Cardinals.
The Rams just have been beaten up on trash squads, and then when they get into some tough spots, it seems like they can't really get it rocking. But I don't know. We'll see, man.
So the Cardinals got the Rams, the Lions, the Colts, the Cowboys, and the Seahawks. So their schedule is tough, but I feel good about them, man. I think the Cardinals are a really good team.
They are. I agree with that.
Yeah. And I feel like they're one of those teams that people like, yeah, they get a love, but I feel like people are waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I don't think it's going to. Like I'm comfortable with them. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. Okay. That's still a good division, man. I wonder what's going to happen. Or let me get your opinion on this while we're in the NFC West, because I was talking about this. I don't think that Russell Wilson is playing himself like he's throwing the season, but I think he's ready to part ways with Pete Carroll or get out of Seattle. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Pete Carroll resigns as Seattle Seahawks head coach at the end of the year.
I think it's just like
the end of I think it's just the end of the
move on.
Yeah, it's just time to move on. He's the oldest coach of the NFL. He runs around like he's a young guy, but like Pete Carroll's been around forever. He's like 70. You know what I mean? So I think he's done at the end of the year.
I think it's one of those. I think he's like 76 or something.
Yeah, I think it's one of those mutual agreement type things. Like they don't fire him, but he's fired. You know, right. I think there's time for a new voice in Seattle. They probably move on from their general manager as well, because there have been some things that have been ignored over there.
No, Pete Carroll's 70 on the dot.
Yeah,
my fault, Pete. I didn't mean to call you 76, dog.
Yeah, man. I think that Seattle's been playing a dangerous game for a few years. Like they really have relied on a lot of like Russ Wilson playing out of, like we talk about how Green Bay relies on Rodgers playing out of his mind. Seattle fully relies on Russ Wilson playing out of his mind. And you saw what happened last year when he was playing at MVP level for half the year. But as soon as he fell off, they can't do anything. And I just think the rest of that roster isn't that great. Like they got some talent. They got a few guys.
You don't think he's trying to move,
shiny
though?
pieces. I don't think he's trying to move. I think that Carroll's out, though.
Yes. I think it's one of those situations where it's like, instead of me leaving, we'll just go ahead and get a new coach and see if we can
I don't know why he would leave. I mean, they're giving
Seattle. I'm coming.
He's got the keys to the franchise. Like he's in charge over there. I think they're going to do whatever to
Seattle. We did
Seattle, babe. We did it.
Seattle.
Russell fresh off the toppy with the IG live video. Fresh off the toppy. He got that extension toppy.
We did it, Seattle.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah. So I think that's what happens in that situation, man. I don't think he leaves, but I think that there are some changes in Seattle.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's move over to the AFC. I'll close with we'll close with Bills Pats just because we already talked about that. But let's talk AFC West. This division is locked and loaded. Yep. 8-4, 7-5, 6-6, 6-6. I think Denver's dead because they just don't score enough points. Teddy Bridgewater,
no offense,
is who we thought he was. And
really good defense. Defense is phenomenal.
Defense is solid. Yeah. It's they got an okay squad.
Great home field advantage.
The Raiders are up and down every week.
Every week
they're good. Next week they're bad.
Can't gamble on the Raiders. Like they either look like one of the best teams in the NFL, or they look like a team that you don't understand how they've won 6 ball games.
Yes, exactly. Can't gamble on the Raiders, so I don't know about them. But do you?
Chargers are the same way.
Yeah, Chargers are the same way. But yeah, I mean they're 7-5, and their point differential is -1.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So, they're playing a lot of close games, and then
Herbert gives the ball away. Herbert gives the ball away a little bit too. He's a little turnover happy.
Yeah, I mean they want to throw the ball.
Yeah,
like they're 22nd in rush offense, even with Austin Eckler. They want to throw the rock. That's what it is. So that's what they do, and sometimes that's going to make you turn it over. All right. So do you think between them and the Chargers, the Chiefs and the Chargers, they have another match? I think they have another matchup coming up.
Yep.
Do you is Kansas City all the way back? How do you feel about where are you at with Kansas City? Because you can even make a goofy argument that they are a defensive team now.
Yeah, they really are. That's
what they've been playing like.
So since that Titans game in which they gave up 27 to the Titans, right, on October 24th. 17 to the Giants, 7 to the Packers, albeit no Aaron Rodgers, 14 to the Raiders, 9 to the Cowboys, 9
these
to
are
the
good
Broncos.
offenses, though.
These are solid offenses, solid teams. But again, not holding anybody to 9 in the NFL, unless it's a Matt Nagy coach
Unless
offense.
It's the Bears, yeah.
Unless it's Matt Nagy, is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So for me, look, you can't criticize their defense like you did for the first half of the year. Not you, but like in general, like people did for the first half of the year, and then not praise it for what they've done since then. That defense has been playing lights out. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care where they're playing. I don't care if it's Jordan Love. I don't care if it's Jordan Rodgers. It doesn't matter. They have been playing really, 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 really good defense and have been winning ball games. Yeah, they're not going out there scoring 45 points a game, but Patrick Mahomes is still out there. I don't think he's done, right? I still think he's capable of making a lot of plays. I'm not ready to be like Mahomes is done. They've figured some things out with them on offense, but their defense is responding. Like, shout out Steve Spagnuolo. He's done a great job with that defense. I think that this team is going to win that division.
Frank Clark is back. They got healthier.
Yeah, I do think that this team is going to win the division. Again, we talk about professional head coaches that don't let it fall off the rails. Andy Reid is another one of those guys who I trust. I think this team is going to lock up this division because I just don't trust the Chargers week to week. Yeah. Like, again, another team that they'll go on the road and win some big games out of nowhere, but then they'll lose some bullshit at home, right? So, like, they're just another one of those teams that I don't necessarily trust. The Raiders, we already talked about, don't trust them. And the Broncos, another team you don't trust. The problem with the Chiefs and anybody is just this division is so tough that you might have some games where you can slip up, but it's the same for everybody else in the division. I think the Chiefs are just going to rise to the top, man. They've won 5 straight. Defense looks really good. They have the best defense, second best defense in this division. So I'm fine with them, man. I don't see how anybody else wins it.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some of these the division winners, the odds. Yeah, Chiefs are minus 200, Chargers are plus 190. So
there you go.
That's what you need to know.
That's all you need to know. It's a pretty wide gap between the two teams that are one game apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the standings, right? So Vegas has already told you this one's over, and I agree.
Okay,
minus 200. I'd never take minus 200 on anything, but I think that's pretty much a lock. It's not going to get any better if you are interested in taking the Chiefs.
If you do like the Chiefs, that's about the best price you're going to get.
Best price you're going to get. Don't let another week pass. And don't let them go out and hang like 35 on somebody, because then that number is just going to go through the roof.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. They've also won 5 in a row. So
yes, yeah. You know that Andy Reid has had a 5-game winning streak in each of the last 9 seasons.
Is that impressive?
No, but I thought it was interesting.
I don't know if that's impressive. I'm trying to think of like Philly. Then we got regular season 5-game win streak. I mean, I guess that is nice. Like, we don't see very many 5-game win streaks in Chicago. So
I guess when you consider over the last 9 years, he's always had a good ball club. It kind of makes sense, but
yeah. But hey, that's a test to him though. Like he's putting those things together and calling shit down. So
professional.
Yes. All right. Let's what about Baltimore and Cincy? We'll skip the AFC South because out of the Titans and the Colts aren't interesting. So we'll just move on.
This is the division.
This is the division, right?
This is the division. This is the one that I would worry about if I'm any of these teams. I think the Browns. Look, man, you could probably write off the Browns. I think that offensively they have way too many issues. Yeah. But we talked about it. I told you leading up into this. I believe in the program. I believe in the establishment.
There's 5 games left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there really are. So nobody's out of it. But I believe in the program. I believe in the establishment. And I believe that Mike Tomlin is never going to coach a bad football team. And we talk about it every year, except for last year when they started off like 11-0. They always start off slow. Big Ben does not work out in the offseason. He uses the first half of the season to get in shape. And then all of a sudden, they're a completely different ball club. I think Mike Tomlin looks at his team, assesses what's wrong with them, and then makes every adjustment possible.
I think that team is bad, though.
They're not good, but they win. What have they won, like 5 or 6?
They're 6-5. No, they've been up and down. They've been losing, and they got blown out last week.
Yeah, they lost last week, but I think prior to that, they were on like a 4-game winning streak.
I mean, I don't think they're very good. I think Big Ben is trash. I think he's over. I hate saying trash, but it's not there anymore. He's fried. He's done.
But they're never bad.
More of my question for you was, where are you at on Baltimore?
Baltimore is an up and down team.
Because that's 2 weeks in a row where they've looked really bad.
Yeah.
They can't throw the ball. Listen, I know the whole narrative around, black folks and Lamar Jackson is you're not supposed to say he can't throw.
Yeah.
I don't trust Lamar Jackson dropping back and throwing the ball. So
in that game, Lamar missed the touchdown to Mark Andrews, then followed up when they scored the touchdown, and then completely missed it on the 2-point conversion on a pass that he could have made.
That's a tough throw, but he had TJ in his face.
You're the league MVP. You can make that throw. It's a makeable throw. You've seen guys make that throw before. It's a little toss. You don't put it where you put it.
Yeah, it's a tough throw. Either way, I mean, they won the game, but I'm saying, like, if you got to drop back and he's got to throw it 35 times, I think you're in deep trouble.
They didn't win the game. The Steelers won the game.
I mean, my fault. Yeah.
That's a problem for them. And I think I was like, wait, what? No, they lost the game because of that. So I think there's another team. They rely 100% on Lamar Jackson to make a whole bunch of incredible plays for them to win. But outside of that, they don't necessarily have an offensive identity. Now, they've had more injuries than any team can withstand. And they just lost another cornerback. So I think they're down to their fifth. Hardball even talked about. I think they're down to their fifth, sixth cornerbacks. Like they're another team just signing guys off the street. Running backs have gone down. Offensive linemen have gone down. Wide receivers have gone down. So I think it's a testament to them that they have gotten this far. I think Baltimore wins this division because I just don't fully trust the Bengals.
You think they're up and down? I mean, they are kind of up and down. They lost 2 in a row, went into the bye, came out of the bye, won 2 in a row.
Yep.
And then kind of just came out super flat. They went down 16-0 against the Chargers and never really got back after that.
And I love Burrow, but he's another guy that he likes to give the ball away a little bit.
He threw one real pick. One of the other picks was tipped around, but
14 on the year, so obviously he's got to do a better job with that. I just don't know if I trust that team full. I think it's another thing where it comes down to the head coaching, and I believe in Harbaugh. When it's a toss-up like that, I'll look at the coach and the quarterback, and I'll ride with Jackson and Harbaugh over Burrow and Zach Taylor. Is that his name?
Yeah, Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
All right. That's an interesting division too, though, man. I'm excited to see how that finishes.
That extra game adds a lot of intrigue, man.
I know
some of these races, because it's like normally it's like 4 games left. You can kind of be like, okay, this is what it's going to shake out. You go 2-2, you're still going to win the division. That extra game is like week 17 is going to have a lot going on with the way that some of these races.
And listen to the last 5 games for Cincinnati. They play the Niners at home, then they go to Denver. We always say it. I know Denver's not all that good, but they're a lot better in Denver.
Yeah, it's hard.
Then they play the Ravens, then they have the Chiefs, and then they have the Browns. So that's like
where do they have the Chiefs?
At home. Chiefs are at home. So
the Chiefs are at home in Arrowhead.
No. The Bengals are at home. The Bengals have 5 games left. 3 are at home against the Niners, Ravens, and the Chiefs, and then they go to Denver and Cleveland.
Okay.
So they get most of them at home, but that's still a tough slate. And I don't even want to ask you this because I know your answer, but you're obviously picking the Patriots to win the AFC East.
Yeah, that's a wrap. That division's over.
Just like that, huh?
It's over. Listen, whatever their odds are to fucking take the win, that's a guaranteed win. I don't care what it is. There's mark my words right here. There is zero
minus 265.
Exactly. There is zero chance the New England Patriots do not win the AFC East.
Give up. They don't give up. They don't get that division lead back.
We've talked this whole theme of this show has been trust the coaches, trust the programs. There's no better program in sports. That is the program. It's not going to fall off the rails. It won't happen. Could you see this team losing 3 or 5 down the stretch? Like zero chance.
Yeah, let's see their schedule. No, man, they're also undefeated on the road. By the way,
exactly.
If you parlay the Patriots to win the AFC East and the Chiefs to win the AFC West, it's plus money.
What do you get?
Plus 105.
Oh, that's like shit. Yeah, send that over. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. That's easy.
Oh man, and look at the rest of this. Look at the rest of these games for New England.
Patriots.
They're at the Colts. That's going to be a tough
we
game.
Talked about Colts, Jags.
No, then they play the Bills again, but then they got Jags, Fins.
Easy.
Yeah,
2 bloodbaths in the season.
They only have 4 games left too.
Hey, and they go in the playoffs feeling great.
Yeah,
they go into the playoffs feeling spry. Like, yeah, we're gonna beat up on the Jaguars and the Dolphins, and then we're gonna get a bye week.
Man, they started the season 1-3, dog.
And then we don't leave Foxborough. Yeah, they started the season 1-3, and didn't the Bills start 4-0 or 3-1?
2-4. They started the season 2-4, and then have won 7 in a row.
Yeah, and won't lose another game this year probably.
So yeah, it is interesting. All right, let's move off. Let's move off the NFL because I got to get out of here. Talk to me about the Bulls game, man. You went to the Bulls game.
Yeah.
And I know this might be a homer-ass question, but are they the best team in the East?
Yeah, so first the game, man. Shout out to the Bulls. Look, here's what I'll say, man. So I watch a lot of League Pass. You've talked about this before, but if you watch League Pass, they don't really cut to commercials as much, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times
they don't cut to commercials. They'll just be chilling on the feed.
You see the in-game entertainment, you see the halftime show, you see all of it. You see
a
lot of ridiculous shit. A lot of these teams try to do some over-the-top shit to entertain fans. I will say this, and I'll always say this. The Bulls still put on one of the best shows in sports. It's just a fun game to go to.
It is a fun game.
The in-game entertainment, the halftime entertainment. They don't try to do too much. We don't got a DJ up there doing all types of crazy shit. They don't try to make it a nightclub. They don't start all these gimmicks. It's just like pure family fun. I went with my girl and my daughter, and we had a great time, man. So shout out Jamie for hooking up the tickets. It was just a great time. To the team, look, man, DeMar DeRozan was a late scratch in that game. Caruso was out. Kobe White was out. So we were down 3 guards just right off the jump. Shout out Io, got the start. Your boy Derrick Jones Jr. also got the start. I love that Billy Donovan trusts those guys. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. was glued to the bench to start the year. Io is a rookie second-round draft pick. And the Bulls just go out there. And again, I know the Nuggets are shorthanded as well. They're down MPJ and Jamal Murray. But the Bulls just go out there and handle business at home, right? It was a close game. You know, I know they ended up winning by 12. It was a close game throughout most of it. They really took off in the fourth quarter. Levine did his thing. I think he had 32. Lonzo Ball had a great game. Derrick Jones Jr. was hooping. Troy Brown Jr., they picked him up off the bench. He was playing. Io ended up playing 42 minutes. So when you look at stuff like that, again, against a good team in the reigning league MVP, and you're able to handle business, man, you look at the Nets game, right? You look at how they did on that. You look at how they did on their West Coast trip against the LA teams. In my opinion, I think this is either the first or second best team. And it's crazy, man. I don't know if I can fully say that they're the best team because Milwaukee started off real shaky, and now Milwaukee is 9 of their last 10, and Giannis looks like Giannis again. So
they got some pedigree guys in there. They got some.
But they are absolutely in that elite tier of top 3. I think you go Brooklyn, Chicago, Milwaukee, right? And then you have that next tier that's led kind of by Miami, who hasn't looked good the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
but we are 100% in that elite tier of NBA teams. I think it's not a fluke anymore. We're 25 games in. You're more than a quarter of the season through it. You've seen them kind of go through some adversity after that California trip when we came back and dropped a couple games. But now the Bulls are on a 4-game winning streak. You see that they can do it when different guys are in and out of the lineup. They've adjusted to the COVID shit. You see that Billy Donovan has made great strides with his defense. They're getting contributions from all over the place. You got guys like Javonte Green playing big minutes, starting at center in some spots. And you got 2 bona fide, legitimate, elite offensive weapons. You have the best 1-2 punch in the NBA right now. So, it might be some homer shit, but objectively, if I was on the outside, I could look at this and be like, this is absolutely
really
one
good
of the elite team. It's a really, 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 really good team that has an identity.
Yeah.
It's not fluke early season shit. Like, this team has done it in a bunch of different ways. So, I'm for sure. Best in the East? No, because I don't think anybody's the best in the East at this point. But one of the absolute elite teams that's going to be there, for sure. Barring any major injury,
Happy birthday to Giannis, man. 27.
That's crazy. That's 27.
It's crazy, dog.
We have so much more.
We have so much more. Giannis.
Don't let him start hitting threes.
Dog, we have so much more. Giannis is crazy. We're about
27,
to see
2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and an NBA championship. A ring.
Giannis got about 10 more years of top of the league play,
and he'll settle into like some late 30s big man that you can't stop.
Yeah, exactly. So
that is crazy.
But I think this is a real they're the real deal. Like, shelf the homer shit, all that. Like, this team is really, really good, and they seem to like playing with each other and all that nonsense that seems like it's just word salad. is real, I think, with this team. So I'm excited to see if they keep rocking. They got a tough game coming up at Cleveland. That's going to be a tough game.
Shout out
say,
to Cleveland Cavaliers.
Say what you want.
They've dropped 6 to 10 though in 2 straight. They've kind of really fallen off since Sexton went down.
Yeah, Sexton was a tough.
Shout out the young bull. He's a lot of flaws in his game, but he was necessary when you need a bucket.
Holding the city of Cleveland on his back.
The young bull. The bull.
The young bull.
The young bull. What a nickname.
All right, I wanted to ask you about James Harden.
Yeah.
I've watched him a bunch.
Sure.
I've been gambling on him. He shows up one night, and then the other night looks like he's just like legit, bro, on the offensive end.
A zero.
Like
he was a point guard. He's a good point guard.
Yeah. He'll facilitate, but if if you're looking at him to get you a basket, it's not happening. And then they've been staying afloat. I shouldn't say staying afloat because they've been hooping, but Durant has just been going ballistic, like whenever they need him to. What are your thoughts on James and how that's going? And the rule changes seem to have really flipped the whole shit upside down. And it's not Trae Young too, and a couple other guys, but they seem to have affected James way, way more than anybody else.
Yeah, so I'll say this with James. Obviously the free throw attempts have been an issue, but if you look at it, since he was traded, he's averaging the same amount of free throw attempts that he has his entire career as a Brooklyn Net. Last year when he was on the Nets, 7.3 free throw attempts per game. This year, 7.2.
Yeah, it was still his
now you look
year.
at the Houston, right? You look at the Houston numbers. That's down from like 12, 11, 10 double-digit free throw attempts. That's 100% an issue. He has been affected by the rule changes,
and he was playing with Kyrie last year, though. Too.
Right.
Kyrie's not there, so those numbers are supposed to go up.
The thing that is alarming to me with him is the jump shot just does not seem to be there. Like, I don't know what's going on with his shooting. It just seems like he cannot shoot anymore, right? Like a lot of those step backs and some of that crafty shit that wasn't made to draw fouls, but was made to kind of get separation, allow him to get that shot off. He's doing those and he's just flat. Like you look at that Bulls game, he was 5 for 21 and the shot was just flat. He was bricking all over the place, right?
It was terrible.
So the free throw stuff aside, like that's one thing. And I get like his 3-point percentage, 35%. So, I mean, he's 36% career 3-point shooter. So he's around the same, but he's shooting 40% from the field. Right? Like, so, I mean, there's obviously something that's been missing with his jumper. He's not hitting that shot like he used to. He looks still out of shape, which is incredible 25 games into the season. But yeah, he just looks out of sorts. Like
he just
the
looks
jumper,
out of sorts,
yeah, again, like I was trying to look at shit outside of the free throw attempts when I was watching them play the Bulls the other day, and the jumper is just not there. Like he used to hit that step back three, and he would be lethal from some of those deep shots. He wasn't Steph Curry, but due to the volume that he would shoot at, like he would end up hitting a lot of those. He's just not getting those anymore. And again, I can't help but think that he looks out of shape over there. He's never been a fucking Dwight Howard out there, but
you think that's part of it?
Yeah, I think so. I think he came in the season out of shape. He said he didn't get a chance to work out because he was rehabilitating the hamstring or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But
he looks out of sorts.
He looks out of sorts, and it really is affecting this team because they have no Kyrie, and it's really just on KD. It seems like to be spectacular every night, and that wasn't how this thing was supposed to go. So I would,
that seems so simple, like to say it like that, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Like what's happening right now in Brooklyn this is not how this shit is.
And they're
supposed
still
to
winning
be going
games.
down.
Like they're still good. Shout out Patty Mills. Told you when they picked up Patty Mills what the deal was. It's a huge pick. Now he's the second most important player, it seems like.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? So I think he's shooting like 46 from 3. Shout out Patty Mills. Great pickup, great pro. So I'd be worried about the Harden thing, absolutely. Because if KD gets hurt, right, like which happens, it's been happening the last couple of years, or he's an older guy and he might take some time off. This team's got some issues, man, because you don't have anybody to carry you on offense.
Yeah.
And KD does so much for them. Like he does so much for them because of how bad Harden is playing. Like Harden is going 5 for 22. He's trying. He just can't hit. He can't buy a bucket. He's like the definition of can't buy a bucket right now.
Yeah, no, it's been bad. So we'll see. We'll keep it posted. I got to cut it short. Yep. But we're going to try to come back. And I know I've been super, super busy doing a couple things, but that's not an excuse. I'm going to try to get you guys some more content, some more shows in the next couple days and definitely in the coming weeks. For Big Nick the Quick, we'll leave it there. I am Sean Little. Make sure you subscribe everywhere, man. iTunes, YouTube, you know the deal. Spotify, tell the homies to tell a homie. Lock in with us. For Big Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. No Catch Us Sports Talk via Chicago. We out of here. You said past winning the Super Bowl, huh?
Oh yeah.